All right, it says we're live, and that is good. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Shay. I'm here for another world building stream. I have no idea who's going to be able to come and hang out today, but I have finished my second cup of coffee, and therefore life is good. So just kind of tune in and get some work done. I'm currently working on fleshing out some NPCs and happenings among the summer court of the Feywild in preparation for my characters heading in that direction. And so working on that. That's kind of my plan to continue for today. And yeah, there's a Patrick. Hello, my dear. How are you? Just good to see you. And then there's a Stephanie. Hooray. Hello, hello. So yeah, kind of just want to get back at what we were working on yesterday. Yesterday makes today the 12th, correct? Yes. Hey, baby. Have fun.
Yeah, you do.
Keep all your fingers.
I will.
Good. I'm glad you're good, Patrick. That's awesome. So yesterday we left off with the Houses of Rijan Sal, which is an organization of minor nobility in the summer court. They are jockeying for position and prestige, hoping to join the Aaron's Assembly, which is the major nobility of the summer court. They tend to be younger fae and non-human looking fae, such as sprites, goblins, and satyrs. They're frequently also courted by the winter court, who tries to convince them that the summer court has a pureblood fae bias. That's the strategy of the winter court, to sow discord into summer and civil unrest. I was thinking that the leader of the Rijan Sal, the unofficial leader, is an Ent. We need an Ent name. How about Rivka? I don't know what gender I want Rivka to be. Is an Ent. Is 750 years old, which is old for an Ent. Rivka is slow and steady, as are all Ents. Deliberate. Encourages the Rijan Sal to be patient with court games. And not be angered by slights. A bit of a pacifist. Conflict avoidant. And there was a Laura. Elmer. That's funny, Patrick. Hello, my Laura. How are you? Good. Tired. I'm sorry you're tired. Didn't have a good sleep last night? Oh, I'm sorry. Anything we can do to support you? Then there was a Dennis. Hello, Dennis. How are you? And then there was a Marla. You're sitting in the noisiest Humvee in existence. Oh no, Dennis, that sounds terrible. Volume is on mute, but wanted to add to your views. Thank you, darling. I absolutely appreciate that so much. And then there was a Marla. Yay, Marla. I like that you guys all come to hang out. Thank you. It makes me very happy. We are currently talking about an elder ent named Rivka, who is a member of the lower nobility in the Court of Summer in the Feywild. And I'm just trying to kind of flesh out kind of more stuff in the Summer Court so that I have an idea of who's at play there and what's going on when my characters eventually end up there. You're still a human burrito in bed. That sounds perfect. Right on, right on. I like being a human burrito. So Rivka is an ent who is 750 years old. They are slow and steady and deliberate. They encourage the Regensal to be patient with court games and not be angered by slights. They're a bit of a pacifist and conflict avoidant. They think the emphasis on the summer court standard of beauty is narrow and favors a type that excludes many who have their own charms. And they think that the queen's fascination with humans and elves leads to a level of neglect or disinterest in her actual subjects. Wants to see greater elevation of the diversity that exists in Summer's population among the nobility. Fridays are your Saturdays. I remember COVID, yeah. Just wash your hands a lot, Dennis. I think they are, let's confirm gender here, is neutral. They are neutral good. Attitudes toward adventures. Pleasant, but kind of annoyed with them because they distract the queen so much. We'll try to redirect them or help them in an effort to keep them away from court. Yeah, okay. Kinds of other questions were we asking? I think that's probably good enough for now. Second person of interest in the Regensal is a who? Well, where's my chart? How about a griffin? A griffin could be fun. What was the last question? My last question was, like, what type of creature should the next person be? We need 2 more NPCs for this faction, so I just want to come up with another one. Griffin. I think they are like the typical like bald eagle style. Need a name for a griffin. How about Jeriel? Jeriel is fun. Jeriel what? Jeriel Frostbane. Jeriel is going to be I don't know, gender undecided for the moment. So, got their last name for their work. Unmasking a winter spy in the summer court. They killed the spy and determined they'd been sent by the Moonlit King. Court in exile. I know, I'm horrible with names too. It's why I'm super grateful for this book. This book makes life so much better. I use it all the time. The only thing that would improve it, although it would make it probably 800 pages long, is to have the meanings of all of the names that are in here. Because I love to pick apt names, like where the meanings are appropriate to the names that are being used. So that would be a lot of fun. They want permission from the Queen to establish an aerie in the capital. Currently the largest griffin respite is Breezeholm, which is on the coast. 3 days fly from the capital. Jeriel is an official envoy from Breezeholm. I think it's cute too. Griffins are a warrior class. And partner as mounts. Partner with two-legged summer warriors as mounts, or fly skirmish / scouting missions on behalf of Summer's army. Sure. Jeriel is smug and well-spoken. Very competent in all they do. A little bit self-important. To hear them talk, you'd think griffins had saved the kingdom 100 times. This might actually be true. As Griffin patrols, scout for incursions from other planes. And there's been an increase of devils because of Agaton. Okay. Agaton is a devil. Yep, have fun, Marla. Agaton is a devil. Well, he's technically a human who is a warlock to a devil. He is in the process of becoming fiendish through his warlock pact. We'd worked on him a couple of weeks ago. Your memory is shot. No, that's fine. No stress. We cover a lot of ground doing this too, so it's completely okay. Oh, my hands are swollen today. I ate the toppings off of pizza last night because I can't have the crust, but I think there was enough gluten just in the transfer that my hands are all puffy and gross. I don't know why I do this to myself, you guys. It's terrible. Yeah, because pizza, indeed. So delicious. It was mostly because I was just too lazy to cook last night, so didn't want to. That was a thing for sure. Okay. What is Jeriel's attitude toward adventures? I think a Jeriel gets excited by warrior types. And to trade tactics and war stories with them. And they're less impressed with mages. Why are they less impressed with mages? Because mages can stay on farther back. Mages never see the front lines. I mean, we're gonna say that's like a real bad stereotype. Mages never see the front lines. A bad stereotype, but persistent. Okay. Cautious and distant until they get to know people. Opens up with warriors first. Thinks mages are cowards. Doesn't trust magic. Okay, why doesn't he trust magic? Because illusion is so rampant in the summer court. It's hard to know what's real and fake, and how do you build sound strategy on inaccurate information? Dislikes that which is unpredictable. Perhaps the traitor was a mage. Okay. The spy Jeriel killed was a mage, which makes total sense. Was a mage that Jeriel trusted. So it was a personal betrayal. Okay, I like that. All right, that works for me. Let's start person number 3. Maybe a satyr for the third one? All right. Sorry, just looking at names. Yeah, just looking right now. What about Zalman? Toasted tomato sandwich. Delicious. Delicious. How do you make your tomato sandwiches, Marla? For me, when I could have bread still, they were always made with butter and sliced tomato and salt and pepper. and never anything else. That was the classic. Yeah, you do immediately put the naming on my shoulders, but I do have a book here, which helps with all of that, Patrick. So that makes a big difference. Open-faced mayo, tomato slices, pepper, pepper, pepper. Yes. I feel like open-faced is more of a pie than a sandwich. For me, the taxonomy of sandwich requires a lid. I once had a very long, very fascinating debate about whether or not a hot dog was a sandwich or anything that happens on a hinged bun, or a taco. Yeah, that was a fun night. I had a really good time doing that. Zalman, what kind of something Lily for the last name. Gluten-free bread is kind of dense and small and expensive. Yeah, that makes so much sense. I didn't realize you were gluten-free too, Marla. Eerily aloof and deep thinker. Okay, I like that. I need something for a last name though. Water lily. Let's just do that. Salmon water lily. Wander lily. Hey, I like that. We were very close together. Wander lily. Perfect. They are a satyr. I think they're a guy. Well, most satyrs in traditional everything are male, so we'll go with that. They are aloof and a deep thinker. Which isn't the norm for satyrs. Who are generally seen as debaucherous. He's the sober second thought. Representing the summer courts. Satyr population. Was diagnosed with celiac back in 2010, so I'm level 10 gluten-free wizard. Yeah, no kidding. I can see how that would definitely make you take some levels pretty quickly. I don't have a diagnosis of any kind, but I went on to keto about 10 months ago and discovered that with the removal of grain from my diet, my arthritis practically vanished. And so I haven't like gone in to get blood work done or anything like that because I don't think that it's necessary, but I'm definitely just going to stay off grain because it makes a really huge difference for me. I find so far I'm not missing it too badly. It's been 10 months and I'm doing all right. I think gluten-free eventually, like for reincorporating rice and stuff might be nice, but it's not a thing that is feeling super important right now. I've lost 50 pounds. I want to lose another 50. So kind of focused on sticking with keto as written before until I hit that goal. And then I'll start looking at food reintroductions. But yeah, honestly, Marla, like I used to medicate for my arthritis every day. And I've medicated, I think, a half dozen times in the last 10 months. So I cannot get over the night and day difference. I used to like struggle with my writing and doing chores and lifting anything. Like it was just really bad. And now like I've basically got no limitations on what I do. My hands get stiff if I have gluten exposure. Like I'm swollen today. You can see how puffy my fingers are. But if as long as I stay away from the grain, it doesn't seem to be a problem at all, which is awesome. So, yeah, there's so much more awareness for grain and gluten-free baking now and for other foods too. So, it makes a huge difference. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it just changed everything for me, like, so dramatically. Wasn't a thing I was expecting. I was expecting it just for weight loss, but, this was just like, "Hell yes, amazing. We're gonna keep it up." Has his head in the clouds, but speaks profoundly. Okay. All right, so I wrote that he's kind of daydreamy and philosophical, concerned with the kind of meta questions we all tend to gravitate towards while we're drunk. Why are we here? What is the nature of kindness? What is evil? And is taco a sandwich? Um, he has no disposition on adventures, but they tend to find him unreadable and so untrustworthy. Okay, I like that. Oh, come on, pen. Oh, no, there's lots of ink in here still. Okay. All right. How old is Zalman? I'm thinking older, hey? Let's say satyr lifespans are the same as human lifespans. Let's say he's in his 50s. And let's say he's true neutral. All right. He's gay. Okay. I like that. Tell me about his partner. Let me find a name for his partner. Shaul. Shaul. How long have they been together? Roll a dice, or does somebody have an opinion? Okay, Stephanie, which dice? Opposites to balance each other. Okay, we like that. D12. Okay. They have been together for 4 years. So they came together late in life, unless Shaul is quite a bit younger. Is it a winter-summer romance, or are they the same age? They're the same age. I feel like Shaul should be younger. I'm just kind of getting this image of like maybe not like a 40-year age difference, but like maybe 10 or 15. Shaul is younger. Yeah. Shaul is early 30s. Okay. So if Zalman is like circumspect and kind of daydreamy and like aloof, then Shaul is gregarious. Maybe a little bit flighty, not such a deep thinker. Happy-go-lucky. Focused on joyful things, on short-term joyful things. Oh, I like that. Okay. I think I want their relationship to still be fairly romantic despite the fact that they've been together for 4 years. I want that to be, like, a defining characteristic of both of them, um, because we just don't see enough homosexual romance in the gaming world, in my opinion, and, like, just in the real world in general, um, so Shell brings out that gentleness and creativity that Zelman hides. Keeps away, not hides necessarily. Shell is a bard. Okay, cool. I like that. I would say Salmon is a fighter. No, maybe not. Salmon is a philosopher. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Patrick, completely. So what is Shaw's opinions on adventurers? I think that as a bard, Shaw would be like super interested in meeting them because they would be new and different and have different stories and stuff like that. Okay. Almost jealous. Okay. Especially of other bards. Okay. That works out well because Daria's got a level in bard. Yeah, he has no interest in leaving. Hey, Team M42. I am building a world, absolutely. I am currently fleshing out a portion of the summer court in the Feywild for a game that I am running. A lot of this fleshing out is also something for a book that I am going to be working on. Well, I am working on, not going to be working on as well. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're working on today. In the Mistborn series is a fighter who bugs his companions with philosophical and ethical ponderings. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I haven't read Mistborn yet. It's on my list, though. You're welcome to throw out suggestions too if you hang out with us. Like, it's kind of not quite done by committee, I have Fiat, but I definitely love hearing other people's opinions on stuff. So let me just recap what we've got for Salmon, and then we can move on to working on the third faction in the Summer Court. So for Salmon, we came up with he is true neutral. He's a satyr in his 50s. The satyrs have like a human-like lifespan. He's aloof and a deep thinker, which isn't the norm for satyrs, who are generally seen as debaucherous. He is the sober second thought, representing the Summer Court satyr population. He's a little bit daydreamy and philosophical, concerned with the kind of meta questions that we all tend to gravitate towards while we're drunk, such as why are we here? What is the nature of kindness? What is evil? And is a taco a sandwich? He doesn't really have an opinion on adventurers, but they find him unreadable and therefore untrustworthy. His partner's name is Shawl. They are opposites who balance each other. They've been together for 4 years. Shawl is in his early 30s, so younger than Zalman. Shawl is gregarious, flighty, happy-go-lucky, and focused on short-term joyful things. He is the youth and innocence that Zalman has lost with life experience. Their relationship is still very romantic. Shawl brings out the gentleness and creativity that Zalman keeps away from others. Shawl is a bard, Zalman is a philosopher. Shawl likes and is fascinated by adventurers and always wants to meet them. He's almost a little jealous of their experiences, especially other bards, but has no interest in leaving Zalman. So I think that's good enough for those two. So we need one more faction for in the Summer Court. So we had kind of agreed that the first faction was going to be good. The second faction was going to be neutral. So now we need an evil faction. Bum, bum, bum. So, evil faction. What will we call them? I like evil names. Let's come up with an evil name. And you hear Yiddish gold cuts. Evil. Yes, exactly. These guys are going to be kind of like the Black Aja from Wheel of Time, I think. They're going to exist in plain sight and be kind of rumored, but not have like be that whisper campaign as opposed to like anything anybody can actually point to. I'm having a look at some Phoenician names right now. What do we think of Gashur? I like that. Let's do that. Okay, sounds okay? All right. All right, so they are like the Black Aja in the Wheel of Time books, exist in the shadows and subversion, but are untraceable and difficult to pin down. I definitely want a hag in this group of people. We are going to have a hag for sure. Top heavy with magic users. Okay. Top heavy with magic users. I think there needs to be a coven of hags, actually. Coven of hags is part of this. And then we need maybe an evil maga. And then we need something beautiful that is deadly. Something with a distributed intelligence. A Winter Maiden in the Tomb of Beasts. Oh, the Ice Maiden. Yeah, Tomb of Beasts, 254. I've got her written down. Okay, let's do that. Ice Maiden. Dave's using his saw downstairs. Let me know if that's too loud, and I'll close my door. 254. And we'll put plus Siren for Stephanie's suggestion. We'll kind of modify that class a little bit. Okay, let's talk about these hags, because I want to work on that. Okay, perfect. Glad you can't hear it. He's working on building our deck chairs right now, which is pretty fabulous in my opinion, because I can't wait to have deck chairs. All right, let's talk about these hags. So the Gashur are needing to be in green. All right. All right. So we need 3 hags, and they need to work together. So are they a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter? Because that's typically kind of sort of how hag covens work. I like the intergenerational aspect of things. So we need 3 names. Hag names are typically pretty English, generally. They're like Jenny Greenteeth, and you know what? Let's just pull out the monster manual and grab 3 names from there. Why reinvent the wheel? Although I think there's a better hag listing in, is it Mordekainen's? Don't remember. Devils, dragons, F, G, 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 hags. Here we go. Dark sorority. Oh, so night hag. Sly and subversive night hags want to see the virtuous turn to villainy, love into obsession, kindness turn to hate, devotion to disregard, and generosity to selfishness. Night hags take perverse joy in corrupting mortals. So we're definitely going to have 1 night hag in here for her. Mrs. Pierce, my second grade teacher. Mrs. Pierce has been on your mind a lot this week, my friend. All right, so we've got at least one. Maybe let's do all three of them as night hags. I like that. Or no, let's do them all as different types. Nasha, Hinsha, Misha. Okay. Scandinavian names. Let's see if, do I have a listing of Scandinavian names in this book? Let's go find out. I've got Dutch and Finnish. Norwegian. Polish. Let's go look at Polish. I feel like the Polish kind of Russian, kind of Baba Yaga vibe might be fun. 101. Oh my goodness, that's going to take forever. That is pretty awesome, Laura. They all end in A, you guys. Like all of them. That's wild. I wouldn't say that's freaky. I'd say that's just a good memory. Okay, so that's Polish. Let's go have a look at Russian. How about Tekla? Misha. And Varvara. Yeah, I want to find my other supplement on hags. Okay, what'd you get? Naming is always the hardest part, don't you think? Okay, so let's go with Sorakel. So let's take the Sora. I like that. So we'll go to Sora. I like Sorakel. Like that sounds really cool. So Sorakel will take Sora. Terraza I like too. And then Sora. I like Varvara. So I want to keep that one. And they are daughters of Sora Tekla. Let's do that. I like that. Thanks, Laura. So Sorakel is a night hag. Yeah, this is original. I'm not planning on publishing this anywhere. Like, I'm not worried about doubling up on a name. Yeah, this is just for game. I won't be publishing this part of it. Sorakel is a night hag. Monster Manual 178. What is Sorakel's personality like? Sly, subversive, wants to see the virtuous turn to villainy. End quote. It's really complicated to try and play. Like I'm just reading the description of the hag here, and like you could have an entire subquest just based on this type of hag, which I mean is probably the point. Super rare in the Feywild. Should have been exiled. Do I have the 3rd edition book of Vile Darkness? I might. Why do you ask? Can't hold a false face for very long, okay? And has a hag. Oh, okay. Book of Vile Darkness. 3rd edition. I will have a look for that. I imagine that we do. Okay. Oh, it occurs to me that these don't need to be the daughters of somebody I don't know. These can be Maze's daughters. Because I already have a hag that they've encountered once before. That loops that into the thing. Wolfgang Bauer is the author. Okay, cool. I will have a look at that. I'm sure if I don't have a copy on my shelf, I can probably get it through DriveThruRPD. All right. Sora Terraza is... Where is this other information on hags? Is it Mordenkainen's or Volo's? Let's check Volo's. I'm going to use this one, 159. I think she's a green hag. Use adventurers as delicious. Okay. Maybe she should be an Annis hag then, because Annis hags are all about that. Captures and eats them. Okay. She turns the hides and hair of adventurers into beautiful trade goods of leather, etc. Mages, etc. are used to create magic items, such as bags of devouring. Etc. All right. And then Sora Varvara. We'll do on another page. So just a second. Need the red pen. Oh, neat. Okay. Let's put that in there. I like that. That is under my book. The dice is under my book. All right. And this is Sora Varavara. With the quills. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. What kind of hag is Sora Varvara? I don't think I want her to be a bear hag. I think, ouch, that was my thumb. That's okay. I think just a green hag is fine. I thought there were more kinds of hags. I did. Oh, yeah. Anise, Blood, Forest, Gillitrud. I don't know that one. Green, Mirror, Knight, Red Hag. Sand, Sea, and Snow. What is a Mirror Hag? Yeah, I like a Mirror Hag. Let's do that. What book are you in? Tomb of Beasts. Okay, I have that. Let's have a look at that. Oh. Mirror Hag. Here we go. All the books today, you guys. All the books. Yeah, there's a Snow Hag in the Creature Codex. I don't have the Creature Codex, unfortunately. It's on my list of things to get. I like the idea of the Mirror Hag because they're focused on appearances and like the idea of like the summer court being intrinsically beautiful and everything all the time is kind of awesome. Takes delight in slowly corrupting people into self-mutilation, which is just creepy as hell, but I get it. Okay. Sometimes curses for the betterment of an individual, but mostly curses for fun and amusement. Yeah, send me a snapshot of the page, Patrick. That'd be awesome. And I can have a look. It's on my list of books to get. I just haven't gotten that far yet. I like having all the material, Laura. Seriously. I was like, at the very beginning of when I started world building and stuff, I had this horrible idea that I had to come up with everything on my own from scratch all of the time. And that is exhausting. Like, straight up, just terrifyingly exhausting. And also just not productive. Like, I'm not necessarily the most creative person when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I think like the idea of original ideas is a bit of a fallacy. So it's much nicer to be able to be like, someone else has already statted this out and created it, and that's great. And I can just use that and put my spin on it or whatever. It eases life, makes it better. It's really funny that I had this attitude of having to reinvent the wheel all the time, considering that like my background is research. Like, of course, there's no original ideas. So yeah, that was just kind of funny for me. That's our hour and a half, my dears. I just looked up at the clock. So this is probably, I don't know, how are we doing? Should we cut it off? Should we keep going? Where are you guys at? Keep going? That's fair, Patrick. Laura, I think I can go to Art Jam for maybe an hour. I have Dave's game tonight, and it's going to be a pretty like epic start of the final battle kind of game, so I need to be present for that. Are you going to do it? I think you should. You're going to try? Nice. That's good. Okay, I guess you do have mermaids to flesh out. That's true. All right, I guess if we're going to keep going, let's carry on with this hag business. All right. What do the hags want? I'm sure they have individual goals, but I'm sure they also have like a group goal. Let's have a look at this thing that Patrick just said. Did you send it to me at work or did you send it to me personally? Oh, at work. Okay, I got it. Cool. I will throw that on my random encounter chart for the mountains. Okay. Okay, so individually, Sorakel wants to see the queen fall from power because the court loses confidence in her, has been stoking Rosamund's interest in humans into obsession. Sora Terraza. Sora Terraza is looking for an opportunity to leave the Feywild and venture to the Middle Plane so she can attack more adventurers. Hasn't successfully found a portal yet. To an inhabited place. And then Sora Varvara. Is new to the game. Okay. The youngest. Doesn't have a strong individual goal. And is sowing discord for the sake of it. Okay, cool. That gives me some room to kind of expand with her. So that's individually. What do they want as a group? As a coven. Hello, Marla. I don't know when you wandered off. We're currently discussing the 3 hags that are part of the evil faction of the Court of Summer in the Feywild. Do you want me to recap what we've got? Hi, Doodle. How you doing? Oh, scritches. Yeah. Oh, scritches. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, keep going. So as a coven, what are they after? They are a secret society. Nobody really knows that they exist. What do they want to do? Yeah, I love background pupper sounds too. He's pretty awesome. They want to restore the night hags back to the Feywild. They feel the banishment of the night hags to Hades was unjust, and the night hags should be among the Fae. Yeah, so at the moment they work to further the eldest hag's goals. That's part of why she wants to see the queen fall from power. At the moment, they work toward seeing Rosamund fall from power. They are grooming a successor who is under their control and will reinstate the night hags ability to return to the Feywild. Okay, cool. Don't fall in. That's a good question, Patrick. I don't think they do. Sora, Kel, and Sora Varvara don't know that Sora Terraza wants to leave for the middle realm. Would be angry and turn on her if they did. Okay. So that gives us our hags. Let's look at number 2 of our Gashur. We said number 2 was going to be an evil naga. Evil naga. It's going to be female. Zenaida. Is going to be her name. Zenaida is a collector of magic and artifacts. Regularly hires people to raid dragon and other lairs and steal items from them for her. She can constrict a person like a boa and use that constriction to siphon magical essence from them. So basically, dark wizard. What does Zenaida want? Wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. Wants to be the peak of the pyramid, magically speaking. Also wants the treasury in Rosamund's palace because of its contents. Zenaida will hire adventurers if she can find them. They are disposable to her. Moonchild Naga, okay. I can't quite read that, my dear. You need to push the page down a little bit more just to flatten out the binding a little bit. Although what I can read, this looks really interesting. Hello, Laura. Welcome back. Patrick is just sending me a different nega template out of the creature codex for me to use, which I think looks like a really good fit. So, Moonchild, nega, creature codex 273. Okay. So has a small cadre of people. Small cadre of worshippers. Okay. Has a small cult devoted to her as a revealer of wisdom. They do her bidding in exchange for knowledge. Oh, it's all good. I've got 2 ebooks downstairs that I can go through too. I just need Dave to point me in the right direction. All right. Okay, so then let's look at number 3. That needed a red underline. Posted. Thank you. All right. Third person in the evil group we said was going to be an ice maiden. Okay, have fun, Marlo. We're going to wrap up in about 5 minutes here because it's about that time for me too. Layusa. Mila is an ice maiden. Has split loyalties. Between summer and winter courts. Is not neutral, but easily bought. Let's look her up. That's really cool. So it says here in the creature Tome of Beasts that they are the daughters of powerful creatures of cold. Some are descendants of Boreas or the Snow Queen, a few having both parents, but they are also born to frost giants and Thursir. A few result from the tearful pleas of pregnant women lost in the snow, desperate to keep their newborn child from freezing to death. The Frogishar carry these infants away and raise them as ice maidens. Most ice maidens live solitary existences, save for a servant or two under their thrall. They are lonely creatures, desperate for love, but content to know companionship only through their magical kiss. If genuine love ever fills an ice maiden's heart, she'll melt into nothingness. An ice maiden's hunger for affection and human contact lead them to harm those they approach, which only drives them harder to seek love, warmth, and approval. Some claim an ice maiden can become a swan maiden or a dryad if she keeps a lover's heart warm for a year. So that is really neat. That's some of the most interesting flavor text I think I've read in a while. So let's change this. She's not easily bought. Her loyalties shift based on whomever is paying her the highest quality attention. So she's easily manipulated. But blind to it. She's a young vibe, early 20s. Okay. Early 20s. Feels the desperation for love and warmth, but has already killed her first lover. I'm getting kind of a rogue from the X-Men feel. But what makes her evil? Like right now, she seems more like a sympathetic villain, if she's a villain at all. What makes her evil? Patrick says, oh. Okay. She didn't kill her first lover. Nope. She was in love with someone and was on the road to becoming a swan maiden, but her lover was killed by Sorakel. And now she wants revenge. Sorakel framed someone else for the murder to cause more mayhem. Stretching. Oh my goodness. His obsession brought about his death. What was he obsessed with then? Yeah, I don't know. That one's not vibing for me as much right now, Patrick. I'll keep thinking about it though. See where it goes from there. I will make a note. Obsession. Okay, cool. Oh, Kel turned him obsessive about the Ice Maiden. Okay, I'll think about that. All right, my ducks, it is 2 hours mark, so I'm gonna go do the thing, see if Dave needs any help making these chairs. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me, helping me work on all of this. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, we will do this again next week. Although I probably have to draw a map at some point next week. So hang out with me if you want to, or that too. It's up to you. Awesome. Okay, friends, take it easy. And we will reconvene. Catch you later. Bye.